Alright, so today we are going over the next 3 Zenkai Awakenings. For starters, let me clarify, these are not confirmed Zenkai Awakenings, okay? This is more of a discussion video, but I'm pretty sure, it's pretty damn obvious that they're going to have Zenkai Awakenings, these 3 units in particular. The reason I say this is because the developers give out little hints, and it's pretty obvious that eventually they're going to have Zenkai Awakenings. Who knows when, but they will, I'm pretty sure. We'll start off with this man, Metacooler. He's definitely going to have one. Reason I'm saying that is because, one, movie sagas is, they don't have a Zenkai Awakening, really. He's going to have it. I mean, like, they got to make him relevant again. He's a bit outdated. Movie sagas is hot right now, or it's at least it's climbing the ladder in terms of tier. And that team needs a Zenkai Awakening. So it kind of makes sense. It's common sense. I also think that a lot of the red units on movie sagas needs a buff. So that's why I feel like he will definitely get a Zenkai Awakening. But also at the same time, he might even be a Zenkai Awakening for Region. You never know. I mean, like, they've recently came out with a couple of anti-Region units. And it kind of makes no sense because I get Region's still a good tier team. But, like, you don't really see them as much anymore. So it's like, it's weird how they just decided to start hitting Region. But if they get a Zenkai Awakening, then that team will be crazy. This is another reason why I feel that this unit, along with the other units, which you will now see, will have a Zenkai Awakening. So if you go to the exchange shop, right here, you go where to the Z medals are, where you trade your Z medals, and here you will find, out of nowhere, in the blue, random amounts of Z power that you can purchase with your coins. These are always, it's always in the air with these, because these are either in the shop in case you want to get these units and you somehow, for some forsaken reason, don't have those units yet. Then Z-powering them up will be a way of you getting them within like a max of 2 weeks. But beyond the point, this Metacooler, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't have at least one copy. Absolutely no reason. Unless you're just getting into the game. If you've been playing this game any more than like a year, he's on the Master Pack. There's no way in hell you should not have him. And as far as this Goku is concerned, he's been on a ridiculous amount of banners. He's barely used, and honestly, you're not going to see him on any teams in terms of God teams. There's just been way too many God key characters that came out in this game. You will not ever see this unit again. Trust me. So these two are probably for sure getting a Zenkai Awakening, based off of the fact that they're in the exchange shop, based on the fact that Movie Sagas is now climbing, and based on the fact that, like, you know, we had this green Goku running around, and he's pretty crazy. So, like, I think they just want to enhance the Metacooler, unless they want to make another Metacooler unit, which I doubt. So I would just look to the future on Zenkai Awakenings for these two. The next Zenkai Awakened unit was on the exchange shop, the last update. He was, or I think a few updates back. I don't know if you remember, but it was this unit. Let me get off, because he's not Sagas. I always get confused that he is, but he's not Movie Sagas. He's an OVA. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where the hell is he? There he is. This man right here, hands down, will have a Zenkai too. Super Saiyans, you don't really see that much either. He's been in the exchange shop for 7 medals. He's been a unit for. He's been in this game for quite some time, and I think it's about time for a buff. So I'm more unsure about, because again, like, people could probably not have him. He's one of the harder units to pull in the Master Pack too, but I'm like a little bit less in belief that he will be a Zenkai, but I'm like 70% sure he will get one. Not like the other 2 units who you rarely see, and you don't really see this unit as much either. So they're all outdated and require a Zenkai in my opinion. But in terms of believability, 70% for him. Just because you don't really see Super Saiyans as much. They came out with a couple of Super Saiyan units previously, and I think it's about time. So that's who I believe. These 3 units is what I believe to be a Zenkai Awakening unit eventually. Who knows when? I mean, the purple Vegeta came out of nowhere, right? So you never really know with this game on what's a Zenkai Awakening. But based off of looking at how units are getting outdated and how you rarely see them, and also the little key hints they give you in the exchange shop, I'm pretty sure eventually, in my opinion personally, if you see them in the exchange shop for 7 medals, and they were fairly relevant at a time in a meta, you should automatically place in your mind the notion that they will have a Zenkai Awakening. So with that being said, I'm pretty damn sure that Meta Cooler, Super Saiyan Bardock, and the God Key Goku will get a Zenkai Awakening eventually. Now, I'm aware my notion for this game in terms of Zenkai Awakenings isn't perfect, because they could come out with Zenkai Awakenings, and they might not for these units that came out in the exchange shop. But when I look at these units, like Meta Cooler, for example, he, by far, is the best he can be in terms of how he looks. Like, in terms of moveset, and in terms of, like, his abilities, he's still not a bad unit. So there's really no point in coming out with another Meta Cooler unit unless this game has a serious enhancement or jump in terms of graphics. Anyways, that's my thought on this. What's your opinion? Do you think there's going to be a Zenkai Awakening for these units? Do you think that if Meta Cooler got one, he would benefit what region or the movie Saga's Red unit? And the same thing with God Key. Do you think God Key needs any Zenkai? Lots of questions, but hey, you got to further the meta somehow. So, and with Vegito Blue, majority of the meta, I really pray to God, pray we don't get any blue Zenkai God Key anytime soon. Anyways, I'm out of here.